Picture this. You're sitting across the table from one of the most successful investors in the world, the founder of Bridgewater Associates, the largest hedge fund on the planet. And instead of giving you vague advice about success, he slides a notebook across the table. Inside are the exact principles he used to build billions of dollars in wealth. Not motivation, not theory, principles. The kind you can apply to your life, your business, and your decisions starting today. This is exactly what Ray Dalio reveals in his best-selling book, Principles. And once you understand the system behind his thinking, you may never look at success the same way again. First, let's quickly understand the premise of the book. Ray Dalio didn't start as a billionaire hedge fund legend. He started as a kid fascinated by the stock market. Over decades of brutal failures, economic crashes, and hard-earned victories, he built Bridgewater Associates into one of the most successful investment firms in history. But here's the twist. Dalio believes success isn't luck, talent, or even intelligence. It's having clear principles for decision-making, rules that guide how you think, work, and respond to reality. So instead of relying on emotion or guesswork, Dalio built a life system, a framework for making better decisions consistently. This book is essentially his personal operating manual for life and business. So what will you actually learn from Principles? One of the biggest ideas Dalio introduces is something he calls radical truth and radical transparency. At Bridgewater, employees openly challenge each other's ideas, even the boss. Yes, even Ray Dalio himself. Because Dalio believes most companies fail for one simple reason. People are too afraid to tell the truth. And when truth disappears, bad decisions multiply. Another powerful lesson is the idea of treating life like a machine. Dalio says every result in life comes from a system. If the outcome is bad, don't blame people, fix the machine. It's a brutally logical way of looking at problems. Then there's the concept of pain plus reflection equals progress. Dalio argues that failure isn't the enemy. Ignoring failure is. The most successful people, according to him, are the ones who analyze their mistakes like scientists, turning every painful experience into a new principle. And over time, these principles compound, just like money. Now, let's talk about the strengths of this book. First, the authenticity is rare. Dalio doesn't hide his failures. He openly talks about going broke, making catastrophic predictions, and learning the hard way. That honesty makes the lessons feel real, not theoretical. Second, the book offers something incredibly practical. Instead of vague advice like follow your passion, Dalio gives clear decision-making frameworks you can actually use in work, investing, and life. And finally, the book is powerful because it challenges how most people think. Dalio argues that ego, not lack of intelligence, is the biggest obstacle to success. If you can detach from your ego and pursue truth instead of being right, you gain a massive advantage. But the book isn't perfect. One common criticism is that Principles can feel dense and repetitive. Dalio explains concepts in great detail, sometimes circling the same idea multiple times. So for readers looking for a quick motivational read, this might feel heavy. Also, some of Bridgewater's extreme transparency culture may sound unrealistic for normal workplaces. Not every boss wants employees openly criticizing their decisions in meetings. So while the philosophy is powerful, applying it everywhere might be challenging. So who is this book perfect for? If you're an entrepreneur, investor, manager, or serious self-improvement reader, this book can be incredibly valuable. It's especially powerful for people who want structured thinking systems, not just inspiration. If you enjoy books like Thinking Fast and Slow or Atomic Habits, you'll likely appreciate Dalio's analytical style. But who should skip it? If you're looking for a fast, light, motivational book, this probably isn't the one. This is a thinking book. It requires reflection, patience, and a willingness to challenge your own beliefs. But if you're curious about how one of the world's top investors actually thinks, the full audiobook of Principles goes much deeper, revealing dozens of life rules Dalio built after decades in the financial markets. And honestly, hearing them in Dalio's own words makes the experience even more powerful. If you want to explore the full audiobook, you can check the link in the description. It helps support the channel through a small affiliate commission. No extra cost to you. And who knows, one principle from this book might completely change the way you make decisions for the rest of your life.